I am in my scorching car, and I just thought to myself, I've been following the Diddy case if you guys don't know. And you know what I was thinking about today? There's that quote where it says, when great men fall, don't laugh, but learn. Let me say that again. When great men fall, don't laugh, but learn. So I got to thinking to myself today, what did we learn? What did we learn about the Diddy case? I keep trying to bring this up, but I keep getting distracted. Who knows? Maybe someone will distract me again and we'll go off topic. Okay, what did I learn about the Diddy case so far? What did I learn? What did everybody learn? One, um, I've said this a gajillion times. This is the last time I'm gonna say this. If you're gonna hire talent to do weird things, support the local economy. Do not fly them anywhere because that makes it a different thing. So that's number one. That's one thing we learned. Number two, what else did we learn? We learned that if you are I know what we learned. What else we learned? I guess we need to have consensual contracts for every moment of our lives now. That's the other thing that I think that we've learned from the Diddy case. It feels like you need everything down in writing. Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. I don't know. You guys saw today's update on the Diddy's case is they had some guy. They had a worker on the stand testifying, and his let me paint you the picture of what you could imagine with the type of guy this guy is. His name in the industry is the Punisher. Let me say that again. Again, his name, his working name is the Punisher. And so far from what I saw, in reading the transcripts and whatnot, because the defense was asking him like, oh, they basically asked him like, did she enjoy it? And then he was like, or did it seem consensual? I'm sorry, I'm in the car and it's hot. I'm trying to remember exactly how it went, but it basically went. Um, Let me add all the legal words in there too. Supposedly, allegedly, in my opinion, I think so. This happened allegedly. That's the other thing I think is very funny. When you like talk about any of these court cases, like you have to add a gajillion allegedlys and supposedlys in front of everything. So I'm gonna throw that all out there. Okay. Um, they asked him like, did she enjoy it or something? And she was, and he was like, yeah, it was consensual. And they were like, oh, how do you know it was consensual? And he was like, oh, it seemed like the way her body was moving, it whatnot and whatnot. Like she seemed like she was having a good time. So um, I guess that's the other thing we learned. You know, you need everything down. You need the contracts. You know, you've seen those videos, those memes of like you need contracts for everything. So that's another thing we learned. What else did we learn? Oh, uh, I I wasn't fully paying attention to this, but then I saw something about this. What else did we learn? Do not eat at high-end restaurants where you might see a celebrity, I guess. That's the other thing. I don't know, you guys know. In one of the testimonies, what's her name? Dawn Richards Richard. Um, she said that they were eating at a restaurant where she saw Neil and Usher. Let me say that again. She was eating at a restaurant with Neil and Usher. They had nothing to do with anything. They were literally just at the restaurant. And I think, did it, like, like imagine that you were just minding your own business, eating at your favorite restaurant, whatever it is, and a couple gets into an argument onto the side, and they go into some sort of court battle, and then somehow they drag you in there when you had nothing to do with their argument. You weren't even paying attention to their argument, but they're like, I saw a guy in the corner with the blue shirt. That's how Usher and Neo got dragged into the lawsuit, into this court case earlier today, or was it yesterday? I don't even know anymore. Literally, they were just eating at the restaurant that just happens to have other celebrities, and then she name drops them. That's crazy. Like, like it has nothing to do with anything, and then literally she just name drops them. Oh yeah, and blah 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 was there, and they're like, imagine you're at home and you're following their case, and you're like one of those guys, and you're like, what? I had nothing to do with anything. That's crazy. Okay, what else did we learn? Oh, the other thing that I guess we learned is that make sure to treat your employees right. That's the other thing we learned. Because a lot of this, I felt like has there there's underlining. I feel like resentment going on with like the artists or maybe some ex-employees, and so like they are coming back out and like, hey, Diddy was a he was doing this and do that, because some of the things that they are saying, I was thinking to myself, are not that much different than a a manager or a boss that's power tripping. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, so, I wish I was at home so I could actually pull up the exact examples that they were giving. But it was like, oh, Diddy had me stay extra hours and he was abusive. And I was thinking like, I've worked extra hours before for a for a manager boss type person. So that's the other thing. I felt like if you're in a position of power, make sure you treat your employees and underlings correctly, because you never know when they're gonna come back and throw you under the bus. So that's the other thing we learned. Treat your employees correctly. Um, don't eat at fancy restaurants because somehow you're gonna get dragged in. Just imagine being Neo, and if you guys don't know who Neo is, he's a singer, R&B songwriter, and he's got some pretty good hits. I don't know why his career didn't go off. I felt like there was a movement when Neo came out. I think like, was he had that it's that song that a lot of like, Miss Independent. I think that's the song. Anyways, you guys can, someone will correct me. And he had nothing to do with anything, but they named him by name in the court case. That's crazy. What else did we learn? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was okay. So there's this part where I guess Cassie was testifying, and she said she was talking to an employee, or the employee was testifying. Like, again, I'm sorry, it's so many days now. I know we're only like on day 7, but it feels like forever because they're going so fast. And she was talking to this guy, and she was like, oh, I can't believe how wild this life is. And this is in 2007. And she's like, oh, I can't believe how wild this life is. And then the guy was like, oh, if you don't like it, then why don't you just leave? And then she's like, oh, but I can't. Diddy controls everything. He controls my career. He controls my money. He controls this, and that. And then when I don't know why, when I heard that, I was thinking to myself, that's not that much different than if you are stuck at a job that you really need. You know what I'm trying to get to? Where you're at a job that you don't like, but you can't leave because you know that if you leave, you're not gonna get a better job, or because if you think about a job, they control your money, they control your career. Like it's very similar to working for like a company that you really hate, but you know you can't move on. So that's when I heard her testimony about that. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but those are the main bullet points where she was like, I can't leave because he controls my money and my career. And I don't know why. Like literally, the first thing that popped in my head, I was thinking to myself, it's not that much different than working for a job that you don't like. They control your money. Like, okay, it's not that much different than I guess being a doctor in a town that you don't want to be in. If you know what I'm trying to get to, a doctor that's in a small town that they don't want to be in. Imagine if you watched what's that show? Reservoir. It's not. It's not Reservoir Dogs. It's the one with the Indian tribe one. It's. I know it's a play on Reservoir Dogs. Reservation Dogs. Something. Yeah, something like that. Bobby Lee is in that one in that show, and he plays a small town doctor, and he's stuck there. And I was thinking to myself, Cassie's situation is not that much different. Follow with me here than that because she's stuck there. Her career is dependent on being there. She can't move on because she needs to do her time, I guess, in that spot. And doctors, a lot of time, they when they come out of medical school, they get sent to small towns that they don't want to be in, and they're stuck there for a while to do their time, learn their craft and whatnot, and then get out. I don't know. It's there somewhere. I'm thinking, I'm trying to. Someone will put it together. It's not that different than working for a boss you don't like. I don't know. Okay, I think that's the main things that we learned from the Diddy case so far. Unless someone out there wants to chime in and think about what did they learn from this whole situation that would apply to the rest of us. um, yeah, that's basically it. Oh, I guess this is another life tip. Um, if you're going to engage in that kind of activity, one thing that the worker guy said today, and again, his name, I can't believe it. His name is the Punisher. He said that one thing that Diddy liked to do was tell them what to do, like direct them. And I said this early on during this case. I said if that's what Diddy wanted to do, if he just actually started, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have the money for it. If that's what he likes to do, he can start his own um, adult company and make that kind of content. it like I don't know why they need to do all this secrecy and whatnot. I mean, no. Like literally, if he did that, there's a whole category right now, I believe, on there, on one of those sites. There's like Diddy content. But yeah, I guess that's another Diddy. If you ever watch this, I'm telling you, that's a tip for you. Just start your own production company, and you can direct all you want and not get in trouble. All right, that's it for today. It's way too hot. Unless there's something you guys want to chime in real quick. Five, four, three, two, one. Ah!